Personal branding allows you to market yourself. It's so important to have your own brand, but establishing your personal brand is not a one-step process. There are several steps to take, and you have to think about what your brand should be. This lesson is going to explore the different aspects of personal branding. We're also going to look at a few examples of successful personal branding. I want to welcome you all to Lesson 5 of Module 3. All of us need to understand the importance of branding. We are CEOs of our own companies. To be in business today, our most important job is to be the head marketer of the brand called you. Today's lesson is personal branding. Our objectives include personal branding explained and branding tools. So with that, let's kick off the first section of this lesson, personal branding explained. Did you know? On average, employees have 10 times more followers than their company's social media accounts. 75% of HR departments are required to search job applicants online. Finally, 70% of US recruiters and HR professionals have rejected candidates based on information found online. So these are interesting facts to know about why personal branding matters. But personal branding is the practice of marketing people and their careers as brands. It's an ongoing process of developing and maintaining a reputation and impression of an individual, group, or organization. Whereas some self-help practices focus on self-development, personal branding defines success as a form of self-packaging. Your personal brand is how you promote yourself. It is a unique combination of skills, experience, and personality that you could want your followers to see. It is telling your story and the impression people go on from your online reputation. So when setting up your personal brand, it is so important to ask yourself the following questions. If you haven't created a personal brand yet and you're looking to create one, here are some questions to get you started, and this is going to help you set up your strategies. So first off, we're going to look at how will your brand make people feel? So are you someone who likes to be serious, funny, emotional? And if you are, how would that make people feel when they look at your content or your personal brand? What makes you different, and why would people follow you or look at your opinion? What are your core beliefs and values? What type of company culture do you want? What skills can you offer? And what is your message? You can also ask yourself, how are you influential? What do you offer? How do you problem solve? And what is your niche? So again, what makes you different? This is a great way to approach your personal branding and help you to create a brand that is long-lasting and something that will project the brand that you believe in. So let's look at the importance of personal branding. Well, first off, it creates trust. Explain the story behind who you are and what you do, the things that drive you and motivate you. This means that people feel more comfortable working with you because your intentions are genuine, authentic, and perfect for fostering trust. So because people trust you, they are more likely to follow you, they want to be associated with your brand, and when there is a new job opportunity or a partnership, you would be the correct person that they would approach. Having a personal branding that works means that you are developing value. As your personal branding grows and evolves, people will start looking at you on an emotional level, not just an intellectual one. This fosters deeper connections with your brand and increases your value. It also helps to boost your credibility through creating your personal brand that is adding value. So people want to know what you're saying, they believe you, and again, they want to partner up with you. A personal brand also means that you are able to differentiate yourself. Differentiating yourself is more than just a few colors on a website or how your LinkedIn page looks. No, your personal brand is competitive and it explains who you are and why you are likable. The more you focus on personal branding, the more you elevate yourself as a unique individual. So it doesn't mean that you're better than others, but it means that you're pointing out the things that do make you different and that will help you to connect with different types of people and people who are similar than you. A personal brand builds on goals, skills, and values. Usually, the foundations center around your individual search for fulfillment and meaning. This means that personal branding is 100% you. By completely being authentic, it makes you more natural, likable, and trustworthy. So, the importance of that is people are more likely to trust you, they know that this is the real you, and you're more comfortable. So, because of that, you're able to share your opinions because you believe in it and that you will fully back those opinions. By having a personal brand, it is so important because it creates opportunities. You have a brand that is trustworthy, authentic, it's different. This means that people want you in their company, they want you on board on their different projects, and you will connect with people better because they know what your values are and why they want to be connected with you. So, I have a few famous examples of personal branding and why it works. First off, we're going to look at Simon Sinek. Personal branding on a convincing level means being able to describe who you are to the masses. In other words, you need to show people what you can do for them and how you're going to do it. One of the best examples of people who've nailed this concept is Simon Sinek. From his personal website to his social media pages, Sinek isn't just inspiring, he's informative too. Everything he does is well designed and easy to relate to, so that you can instantly see what his profession is and what he's all about. In simple terms, Sinek shows us why having a personal branding statement is so crucial to achieving your goals. Next up, most of us will know who this person is, the founder of the Virgin Group. He is a great case study for someone with a personal branding, and he's done it the correct way. He shows his personality in every aspect of his online presence, allowing the crucial elements of what makes him unique to shine through. Not only does he define his own answers to questions, what is personal branding, by interacting with followers through social media and articles, but he also networks fiercely and entertaining information and crafts unique content for each of his social media channels. Next up, she is a coach, consultant, and speaker who focuses on global leadership and consulting. She is highly sought after for executive leadership coaching and business consulting. She is also robust when it comes to social media and the presence that she has on there. She likes to share her own material along with thought-provoking sayings and articles relating to all aspects of leadership. For her posts, she has a set style to the point that you can tell that it's her without even looking at the name. Her personal branding brings out her own leadership skills, emphasizing her abilities to inspire an audience. She is also an advisor to Fortune 500 CEOs and boards. So these are examples of people who've built a personal brand, and through that, they've allowed us to get to know them, their values, what is unique about them, and why we should follow them and trust their opinion. So let's have a look at the different types of personal branding that you find. According to social media today, here we see an individual who is highly recognized for their commitment to helping others. These are people who not only dedicate themselves in terms of actions, but also in regards to being mindful about their personal relationships. Next up, these are people who have shown a preference for professional advancement above all other personal achievement, more often associated with business-related networks such as LinkedIn, Careerist, constantly sharing information that will raise their status in their industry. The hipster branding refers to a recognized subculture of progressive individuals who embrace individuality above all else. Although the term has existed since the Jazz Age, modern hipsters are usually associated with young millennials who look at mainstream trends. A hipster is also a person who likes to try first and share things about that experience with others. Hipsters can adopt aspects of both the altruism and careerism. For them, sharing is seen as an essential part of their experience. The boomerang brand type refers to people who share content and generate interactions simply to create discord through controversy. In many cases, they don't necessarily agree with the content, choosing to pass on the information for the potential of being seen as provocative. So this is their type of branding. Not necessarily something that you would like to do for business, and also make sure that you are careful if this is something that you would like to approach, because if a company is Googling you and provocative information is coming up, this could be seen as an issue. Connectors are people who pride themselves on their ability to bring people together. They are usually the individuals who are well connected and openly use their network to unite. Typically, they are creative, they obtain validation and satisfaction through other people. Finally, the selective is a person that only shares information with specific people. They are usually carefully accurate about the information they share, and it is based on general needs and interests of a target audience. They're largely known as being resourceful. Here you have 6 types of personal branding. Each one has its own set of benefits and disadvantages. Keep in mind that for businesses, each one can have a different impact. With that, I want to share a quick sneak peek with you all. In lesson 6, we're going to look at stress management. This is something that impacts all of us at work, mental health, how we approach stress, and as managers and leaders, we need to manage our own stress so effectively. Not only that, you need to have strategies in place for your team members and identify when someone is struggling. So we're going to explore more of that in lesson 6. Next up, we're going to look at personal branding tools. Your personal brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room. Remember that. And more importantly, let's discover why. So keeping that in mind, let's have a look at this section. Your personal branding tools involve the following. You cannot afford to miss out on conversations about your brand. It's nice to know when someone is giving you a shout out, when you're being mentioned, or when your name comes up. The bottom line is you need to be the first in line to know when something is being mentioned. Craft a Google alert to stay on top of the mentions when it comes to your brand. Decide how often you want to receive updates and how you will handle the different types. Canva makes digital design very easy. You can build up a custom Twitter header and high-quality slideshow. Maybe you can look at a Pinterest brand, something for LinkedIn, and use Canva to create great branding for each article or something that you would like to share. Canva is very easy to use for all users if you cannot use Photoshop. So keep Canva in mind next time you are crafting something for your personal brand. If you're looking to improve your chances of getting hired or getting leads, then you want to keep an eye on your online presence. And Brand Yourself DIY tool is one that you will need. Your Brand Yourself tool, you can track your movement of search results over time. It will be outlined on things that you change. You can get tips on how to improve your online properties and to be SEO friendly. And it will help you to learn about how you can get more search results. This free DIY tool lets you track 3 online profiles, while a $99 per year prescription gives you unlimited ability to track and improve your search results. If you're going to spend any money, improve your online brand. So this is something to keep in mind if you would like to see how effective your branding tools are, how effective your social media profiles are, and where you can improve. LinkedIn and Twitter are powerful networks with huge opportunities for growth and for you to create your personal brand. Don't let the opportunity slip and make sure that you have effective profiles on both. LinkedIn will help you to join groups, you can connect with different industry leaders, you can follow really inspirational people, and based on that, you can create articles, a brand, so that people can start following you, sharing your content, and see your opinion as valuable. Staying current with your notifications is good, but constantly tracking your Twitter notification helps you to take it to the next level. With this kind of data, you can revisit your list at any time and you can see who mentioned you, the interactions that you have, and it will help you see where you are going right and where you can help yourself improve. This is again, it's going to help you with your professional persona. When people look for you, your opinion is going to be shared. So make sure that it is in line with your brand, even on Facebook or Twitter, because again, like we said, HR managers are looking at your personal brand, your social media when hiring. If you publish blog content on your website, you should keep tabs on comments. People might be asking you to follow up on their questions, or they can be giving you great feedback that adds to your personal brand. A commenter who gets a response is much more likely to interact with your content, and they will look for other pages related to your brand. But if they get ignored, they might feel stuck and they would not like to associate with your brand again. So make sure that you're up to date with your alerts and that you are being proactive. Finally, do you have a website? If so, go ahead and install Google Analytics right now. With that, you can track on the growth metrics and compare them with your previous month. It will help you to see who's interacting with your content and determine which pages are working and which ones are not. You can see which social profiles refer the most traffic and find out which pages are helping you to make sure that your brand is growing. So let's look at building your personal brand and the steps that you can take. Values are those things that you believe are important, and it helps you to dedicate in the way you live your life and how you work. They are the core things that makes you who you are. For example, our values include friends, family, honesty, community, ambition. So these are the things that you truly value in your life. And when creating a personal brand, you want to display the same values. These elements are your unique traits, and they help shape your personality, your personal identity. So things like openness to experience, conscientiousness, are you an introvert or an extrovert, how agreeable you are, so you can assess these different traits on a scale system, and this will also be in line with your personality. These traits will help to define your personal brand. Make sure that your personal brand is in line with your traits. For example, if you are an introvert, you want to outline that and explain why that is unique, your personal struggles, and things that you've overcome. Develop your personal image once you have your values, your passions, and your traits in place. Here are some ways to get started. Have a professional headshot taken and add that to your LinkedIn profile. That will help to make sure that everyone knows who you are. Cultivate an email signature that's unique to you. You can also include your contact information, your signature, your social media icons that will help you build your personal brand. Build credibility with content. Use your personal blog, LinkedIn profile, and other social media tools to add to your personal brand. This means that you have a personal image that is credible, trustworthy, and that is recognizable. Because you are competing with a lot of other personal brands, make sure it is professional and it is in line with your values, your traits, and what you want to portray. It is impossible for everyone to like you, but by helping to define your audience, it helps you to create content in order to reach those individuals. Reach your target audience by making sure that you're doing research, that you're finding out what content is working and what is not, and based on that, it will help you create content to reach that target audience. But make sure that it is in line with your personal branding, your imagery, your traits, the content that you're sharing. Next up, we're going to look at build your online presence. So this means from Twitter to podcasts to LinkedIn. Make sure that you have an online following, that people are retweeting, that people are adding you on Twitter or Instagram, anywhere you want to build your personal network. Make sure that you have secure URLs, social usernames, and more. These are the best fits for your brand. This also includes your personal website and any other social websites and social media networks that you've selected. Many marketers consider blogging to be the best way to build a business, but they can also be used to create and promote your personal brand. Once you have a website, you can start to blog. You can have followers, share your content, and it's a great way for people to see what you value and what you would like to share. Some of the best strategies for gaining followers include writing about influencers and getting them to share your post. You can also use social media sharing buttons on your blog. You can join the right online communities, and you can repost your content to different pages. Finally, look at experts. So here you can look at someone that you admire, see what they are doing to promote their personal brand, and it will help you because in that way you can promote yours in a similar way. So for example, you can look at someone like Simon Sinek. Because you like his content, you like the way that he has been promoting himself. And that way, you can also use similar strategies to get your name out there and, based on that, start creating your own content. Next up, we're going to look at how you can manage your online reputation. So this section is going to look at a few approaches that you can take to effectively manage your online reputation, to ensure that it is impactful and that you know what's going on. And when you are being managed and when you are being mentioned, you need to be on top of those. And with that, let's have a look at the different approaches. According to Razor Social, track mentions of yourself, your company, and product. This is a no-brainer. You have to monitor what people are saying about your company and your product or service. Negative comments travel at the speed of light online, and if you don't catch them on time and react appropriately, it can impact your company in such a negative way. Luckily, there are dozens of tools that you can use to make sure that you know when you are being mentioned so that you can quickly follow up. In time, if your company and your brand grows, one such tool is Brand24. When someone mentions you, you will immediately know, and then you have the opportunity to react. Register your brand name on key social media sites. You probably think that registering on a social media site like Pinterest does not make sense, but it does. It makes a huge difference. I would advise that you register on all major social media sites using your brand or business name. Or you can use the name of your personal brand. This way you can secure the ownership when it comes to those sites and the name that you've selected. This allows you to avoid running the risks of someone using your brand or you not being associated with it. You can use Noem to check for the use of your brand name on every single social media site out there. This way you can see if you can use the username and if it will add to your personal brand. So again, if you have a personal brand, you can use your own name, or if you want to create a brand surrounding a persona, that is also an option for you. But again, registering is essential. In the online world, your brand ambassadors and detractors have an equal opportunity to voice their opinions. So when it comes to consumers, they will look at your reviews, if it's good and bad, and you can also have that associated with your personal brand. So on LinkedIn, when someone endorses you, when they endorse your skills, or when they leave a comment, that is a great way to add to your skill set. You can also use mentions and reviews when you share blog sites, when you share your articles, and that's a great way for people to see how effective your content is and how it's being used, and how it's being perceived by the people who are looking at it. Social media networks play a particularly important role in building and managing your online reputation. And being consistent across all social media profiles has a lot to do with it. It helps people to discover and remember who you are when you send the same message across all the different sites. For example, if you share something on LinkedIn, make sure to follow up on Twitter and on Instagram. It's a great way for people to see what you're interested in, what you care about, and your personal set of values. This is when you have a personal brand that you would like to market, and you're going to use the social media tools to ensure that you get your name out there. In general, this could mean keeping color schemes, logos, and layouts similar on all your profiles. But it can also mean making the effort to keep your message consistent on your brand. Spam is an issue for a lot of people, and if you have a lot of spam on your website or when you share articles, it deters people from clicking on the link. Spammy links are part of negative SEOs. It can hurt your website's Google ranking as well as your online reputation. So make sure that when you have a website that you don't have a lot of spam on that site. A tool such as monitorbacklinks.com can help. This tool will provide you with a list of all of your website's backlinks together with metrics that show how valuable or not each link is. Low quality backlinks will have a warning sign next to them so that you can review them and decide which ones you would like to remove. So all of these things are approaches and tools that you can use to add to your reputation online. And with that, it brings me to the end of this lesson. Please stick around as I review some housekeeping slides and also your lesson challenge. Check out your website options if you're struggling with your current schedule. You can always reset your schedule to make sure that you're attending all of your lessons. Make sure to check out your toolkit items, and you can also email me at support@shoreacademy.com if you have any questions or if you need additional support. Then for today's lesson challenge, start to look at your personal branding, and I would like to ask each of you to start with LinkedIn. Make sure that your profile is up to date, that you have a good headshot, and that it is recognizable. It's as easy as starting with LinkedIn, and then from there you can start to build your personal brand to attract the people that you want, or if you're online for a new position, to make sure that you get that position that you want. Next up, well done for completing this lesson. You are almost done with Module 3 of this course. We have 3 more lessons to go. Just a reminder that in Lesson 6, your stress management lesson is coming up. Then, thank you all for sticking around. You guys are doing an amazing job. You are progressing so well through all of the modules, and you are almost done with your professional diploma. Please make sure to email me if you need any support, or you can also get in touch with me on LinkedIn. Thank you all and have a great day.